A guy in his speedos just ran past. He's going for a swim. It's 13 degrees to clarify, so there's like 10 people out there on paddle boards. They're all getting into it, and I'm just sitting here, gotten out of bed, looking awesome. So I'm sitting in my car and it is 20 past 6 in the morning, and there are people everywhere, swimming, running, being fit and awesome. And sometimes I come walking down here in the morning and I feel really bad because I've just like schlepped on a jumper and I have my Ugg boots on, but oh well, the things we do, huh? So I haven't been on for a while and made a video, and I've had a lot of people, why aren't you doing YouTube anymore? What happened? Why did you stop? What are you doing? And to be honest, this has been a really hard year for me, and just the fact, like, getting over myself has probably been the hardest thing, because I'm not silly. I know this is going on the internet, and I know that it's going to be there forever, and I'm probably going to look back and cringe, but you know, my tagline is real raw faith, so I'm going to have to get down and just going to have to get over myself. But this year, like, I decide, I put my vlog on the 1st of January, and I just felt like I got bombed with spiritual attack, and I felt depressed, and I just felt voiceless, and God gave me a word. He gave me the word authority, and I saw myself picking up a sword. So that's like the word of God, right? And I kind of held on to that, and then I got distracted and other things happened, and I forgot or put it to the back of my mind, you know, or I don't know, I just got distracted. So we've been trying to sell our business for years, and just the pressure of that, and the pressure of what's happening next, and the pressure of, like, what are we going to do now? I've come to the conclusion that faith is hard. Faith is hard, and I think sometimes we become Christians, or we go into church with this like preconceived, like, wow, everything is amazing. And don't get me wrong, like, hear my words, everything is amazing, and God is amazing, like, totally, words can't describe. But faith is hard. Faith is very, very hard. When the rubber hits the road, faith is hard. And what do I mean, like, by that? I mean, like, when we don't know what's going on, when we don't know. And I mean, here in, like, I'm in Australia, and Western culture, we're very blessed. We have shelter, we have food a lot of the time, we're very blessed. But life still happens, you know. We have people that we love pass away, or we have businesses that fail, we have opportunities that seem like amazing not happen, and that hurts. That really hurts. That is something that I had to deal with. I had this opportunity, and I thought, and it wasn't just this opportunity, there were so many layers wrapped in this of myself that is a long story, and we're not going to go there. But I thought, wow, this opportunity is it. Like, I'm so stoked, and everything lined up. Like, we sold our business, we had this little bit of money to be able to do something. My kids are little, and we could go abroad, we could do these things, and it just sort of came to this halt. And it was something that I had to grieve, to be honest. I really had to grieve letting that go. I really thought that's where God was calling me. And, you know, then you question yourself, and you question, like, was I even hearing from God? Was I even And this is where faith gets hard. This is where faith gets really hard, and it's going to get really bright because the sun is coming up and it's glorious. Let me see if I can. People walking and laughing. Oh, look, there's a guy in his Speedos. That's not probably what we want to see. And through it all, it was like, I felt like, who am I to... I was heartbroken, and I had to grieve this missed opportunity. And I think sometimes we just brush these things off and, yeah, let's get up and keep going. And yes, we do have to do that, but we have to process as well. And I think my process sometimes is just like ignore. But then sometimes I have the tendency to like just fall into depression and never want to come out and get in those really dark spaces, you know? Which is, that is when faith is hard. Like there was a day where we sing a song at church, like, this is how I fight my battles, and this is how I fight my battles, this is how I fight my battles. This, like, it was the only words that I could muster, and it's the only time that I have questioned my faith, because I didn't know. I thought God was saying one thing, and then my life told me another thing, and it was a real dark night of the soul, to be honest. And yeah, it was a process, and you know, it was really annoying when everyone's like, oh, God's got something better for you, and there's better things like that. I think if one more person said that to me, I may have wanted to punch them in the face, because when you're feeling really crap, the last thing you want to hear is, oh, but something better is going to happen. God's got something better around the corner. Because I wanted that thing. That's what I wanted, and that's not happened now. And now I need to, you know, you need to grieve it, and that's okay. Anyway, there's been a lot going on, and I dropped the YouTube ball. To be honest, I really feel like this year has been very stripping for me. Like I've been really stripped back, and I know that that's a good thing. It's not good at the time. Nobody likes discipline, and that's where faith is hard. That is the part where faith gets hard, because it's where the rubber hits the road. Anyway, so we sold our business. That finally happened, like, in the most non-epic yet dramatic, stressful way that could possibly happen. Like, unbelievable. But it's done. It's done now, and now my husband and myself are in this period of waiting, and that's hard, because we're such doing people. Like, we want to put our hands to the plow, and I felt like just before God kicking my butt, saying, get up, get the camera, and do something. And I felt him say, like, just relax, because and I had to come to that revelation myself, you know. And that's another thing, like, people telling you things, and until you have the revelation yourself and you personally get it, man, you can be told 1,000 times that you're not going to listen. No way. I forget what I was saying. My biggest fear is not having any purpose in life. Like, since I was little, that has been such a, like, source of fear for me. And the fact that I've never known what I've wanted to do, the fact that I've never been able to put a name to what I want to do, like, I'm still coming to grips with that now. Like, if you ask me, oh, what do you do? Like, I don't know. And so I think the enemy's really used that, and like, this is where faith gets hard, because this is where we have to trust. I know that I'm a good worker. I know that my husband's a good worker. We've got good working oomph, like, and so we're not, like, I just felt like God say, and this is the part where we have to trust. This is the part where you have to trust and your faith. And, you know, Jesus says, come to me, the children of, what is it? Come to me like little children. And then you think, like, well, okay, little children Like, my children don't worry about where their next food comes from. They just come and tell me, I'm hungry now. And they don't have that stress, like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I think that's the point that God's trying to get me personally, is just to trust completely. And I've read this morning, I think it's Oswald Chambers, his utmost or something. I'm not sure of the name. I'll put it down below. But man, that's been speaking to me every single day, like right where I'm at. And he was talking about that, about how faith is hard. And it's just like, yeah, faith is hard. And it's a balance. It's a balance of faith being hard, because it is hard, and trusting. Like, when you have someone that you love pass away, that is freaking hard. And that is something that you have to, you know, go through, and you have to grieve, and you have to go through all those hideous emotions. But in that, you have to trust as well. And sometimes, like, that is like, you feel like you're hanging on by a atom. It's so small. and that's okay. That's okay for that to happen. And the sun's coming up, and woo, look at my hair. It's very orange. Here we go. He's just popped over the horizon. Where is it? Oh, I'm not very good. I'm trying to do a time lapse with my phone, and I don't think I can do it. See, I touched my tripod and now it's freaking out. And it's really bright, so I'm going to put my sunnies on, because it is bright, and I've literally just gotten out of bed. There's still people, like, I can't hide in the dark anymore. It's bright. Yeah, so this year has been very stripping. So I've had to go back and pick up the word authority, and I've had to go back and pick up my sword, because I put it down. I was so distracted by my own poo-poo and disappointment and all the rest of it. It's funny, because at the start of this whole, like, YouTube journey, wow, that's really close, I'm sorry. I started, and I looked into it and was like, wow, I can do that. That's so cool. And then I really looked into it and was like, wow, that's so massive. There's so much work involved and learning, and I don't think I can do it. And God said to me, I never said this would be easy. And he was right. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to, I don't even know what I've been saying, to be honest. I've just been filling you in with what's sort of been happening in my life, and where I've been, and what I've been going through. And yes, it's been sucky, and I've been a terrible Christian, and but you know, I think we all are at times. And it really annoys me when people say, like, yay, everything's so great all the time. Like, that's just not real life. And but you know, and where the Bible says iron sharpens iron, like, wow, my group of girls have been like, I keep thinking of Moses, when I don't know what he's doing. God told him to hold his arms up, and when he was tired, Aaron and someone else, I can't remember, was holding his arms up, and then the people on the battlefield were winning when his arms were up, and not winning when he put his arms down. So they held his arms up when he got tired. My girls have held my arms up when I got tired. They have let me absolutely go to town and just scream and vent, and you know, they've let me be angry, they've let me process, they've let me swear, they've let me do that. But at the same time, after I've done that, they've also kicked my butt and told me to get back up, and told me how great I was, and told me how, and reminded me why I'm doing this, and, you know, pulled me into line when I needed pulling into line. And oh my gosh, I thank God for those girls. I thank God for strong women and strong, like, it is just, it's so true, and you can see it, and it's in those times that you need those real people that are going to be real with you and tell you the things that you're not necessarily going to want to hear, you know. It's so important. It's how we grow. It's how we grow. And as sucky as it is in the process, and it's almost like the last thing you remember, it's not until you sort of start coming out of it that you think, oh, this is like how we get refined in the fire. And because when you're in the thick of it, that is not what you want to be thinking. But it is. It's what's happening. But yeah, so I guess the subject of this little rant has been faith is hard. Oh, I just whacked the camera on top of my car. Faith is amazing, and God is amazing. God is so good. Ugh. He is so good and so patient and kind. I love him. I pray that if you're going through something really hard and something that is challenging you personally or spiritually or anything like that, just keep going. Just keep going. I know that's the last thing you want to hear, but you gotta keep going. You gotta. And you know, sometimes we don't even have the effort. Like, the idea of reading our Bible almost repulses us because we're so hurt and so broken, and that's okay. Find a different thing. If it's a worship song, or one line. Like, when I was really, really low, I had a whole day of just, nah, not even interested. Don't come at me with your Christian BS. And I just had in my spirit and over in my mind, like, this is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. It's the only thing that I could muster. And that's good. You look back and you think, thank God that I had that. It's okay. Like, I think God's shoulders are big enough to handle us when we're cranky, when we're sad, when we're disappointed. That's why Jesus said, faith of a mustard seed. I don't know how big mustard seeds are, but I'm guessing they're pretty small. So yeah, that's where I've been at. What we're doing with our life, we don't know. Who knows? God knows. I hope he lets me in on the plan soon. That would be ideal. I'm such a planner. But I'm like so spontaneous, it's not funny. I'm such a walking freaking contradiction. I don't like to plan. I just like to know. I just want to know. Even if it's like way down the track, I just want to know. The sunrise is in full swing now. You probably can't see it because it's really bright. See, look, there's people walking. I told you, there's people out there swimming. Look, here comes another one. I feel so bad sitting in the car in my Uggs and just, you know, my bed life. I'm going to go and contemplate and talk to God. See what he wants to say to me.